Hi everyone, this is a quick tutorial on using the Anchor mobile app. So I'm going to go ahead and open the App Store. You can do a quick search for Anchor. It's in the iOS or Android app stores in that purple box with the yellow squiggly lines. Once you download it, you can go ahead and open that. Initially, it's going to ask you to create an Anchor account. And if you haven't done so already on the on the website with a computer from previous tutorials, you can create an account using your Google sign-in. That's what I would suggest if you're a Google school. That will integrate it with your Google Drive. You can also create one with your email. Once you sign in, the initial home screen here is actually like kind of the podcast editing screen. This is the most recent podcast that I have. This is where I can actually move around like my sound effects, my recording, basically order it in the way I'd like to. I can use this top left-hand little drop-down menu, and I can choose different episodes, or I can actually then create a new episode by hitting the plus button there to make a brand new start from scratch again. In terms of recording my audio, if I hit this plus button down here, I can record audio clips. And so I can hit that red microphone and start recording myself. One of the cool features of the Anchor app is you can invite friends to join. So I can hit that button there. And when I do, it'll give me options like send them a text message, connect with Twitter, Facebook, send a link. And so I can have people join my podcast and actually collaborate with me and record it. And when I do that, as they join, it begins recording. So that's a really cool option there. Also, some of these other orientation buttons. Here's my library. So this has all the clips that I've recorded. This is like just my audio where I have hit that record button and spoke or talked together with someone else. We've got interludes, and you can play samples of those there. So those are like kind of transition musics or introductory music. You can put those at the beginning. One of the cool things about this app is it automatically, in those transitions, it automatically sort of fades in and fades out the music as your audio comes in for talking. You don't have to do it. It does it automatically, which is really cool. It also does that on the website. Here are just some sound effects that you can put in with your podcast. On the other side over here, this is a Spotify product. So if you have any Spotify music that's in your collection or catalog, you can add that. And then also this last one is once you create a podcast, you can actually share this voice message link. So during your podcast, if people were listening to it, you could say, hey, if you have any questions about this, or we'd love to hear from you, and they can actually leave a voice message, and then you can check it here. And so that would be like if you're having repeating episodes of your podcasts, you can do that way. Once you are on your podcast here, so let's say I've got my podcast and it's ready to go. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, I've got my podcast. Here's my test episode, or this is my test podcast, and then it's got these episodes here. When I want to share a podcast out of this, up here in this top right-hand corner, I've got the Share button, which is that box with the arrow. I can hit that, and I can get the link for that, or I can hit the More button, and I can get some other options. That shares the actual whole podcast series. If I want to just do the specific podcast, so let's say this one here called Technology, you see that it's been finalized, and so I can hit the share button there also and get the link for that specific podcast. You see this one here is currently in draft form. So once I'm working on them still, let's say this February 21st one, I can publish it. And then I can name the title and the description and what episodes it is, those sort of things. And I can publish it, or I can schedule a publishing date. Once it's published, finalized, then it'll become available in my full podcasting there. So you see that there are some different options. Here, this one's been published. Right, what I just did here, there's different options, but I can update different things. in those. So the mobile app is really pretty slick to use, especially if maybe your options for students are not one-to-one with Chromebooks. So just something to consider as you're looking through those options there. All right, thanks.